Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 72, I can't even speak, 72 of the Video Games Ahoy Podcast. Yay!
Hey.
I am your host, Jonathan Radford, and today I'm joined by David Gape and his new haircut,
Well, hello there.
Dav Weeks and his swish haircut,
Alright.
and Zach Hamilton and his gigantic beard.
General Kenobi.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. How are you doing, gents?
Oh, good, man.
Good.
Again,
Yeah, man.
I said this last week. To anyone that is listening to us, you please just take a second to go on YouTube. Not even to watch the whole thing, just to see how beautiful Zach's beard is. It is a thing of beauty. ACP is here. How are you, ACP?
Some chicken patty.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been a less. It's not really been a busy week, is it? It's been. Actually, I tell you what, it has been a busy week for playing.
It's been a fun weekend.
Yes, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. We'll get onto that in a little bit, because I'm fairly certain 3 of us might be talking about the same game.
You betcha.
Yeah, okay,
Ooh,
yeah,
baby.
3 of us are going to be talking about the same game. Zach is just here for the ride.
I was gonna say, I don't even know what game you guys are talking about.
Oh, I think you'll enjoy it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think you'll enjoy the chat, though. I think you'll enjoy the chat.
Oh wait, no, I do know what we're talking about. Sorry, no.
Yeah, we'll get to that anyway. Let's just quickly
Far Cry
wrap through-
6.
Yeah. Oh, God. Have you seen some of the reviews for that?
People don't like it.
Oh, and it's not
really?
The thing is as well, it's not even like, apparently it's not even that it's a bad game. It's just people are just like, it's just 5, but like with different characters.
Which was just
Yeah.
4. Which was just
Yeah,
3.
exactly.
Of course.
Yeah.
Are they just getting that now?
I think that didn't you?
That's not a good reason to by 6 be pissed off.
I think
They're all just 3.
someone actually, like, their reviewers, I can't do this shit anymore, or something along those lines, which is amazing. It's actually brilliant. I mean, it's bad reviewing, you shouldn't do that, but also it's kind of amazing. Anyway, we are Video Games Ahoy. If you are new to listening to us or watching us, then hello, and if you are back again, then hello as well. It's lovely to have you. We're going to do these slightly later on a Monday, as you'll know if you're watching this live. This is slightly later than we normally do it, and probably going to be later in general, so more like 6 o'clock, because I'm going to be a very busy boy over the next couple of months.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be a very busy time, but we'll keep these episodes pumping out. We'll do a new Hall of Fame soon, because we said recently that we're going to bring the weird, and I know weird is a subjective term, so like it could be, so there might be something that's not necessarily weird to someone else, but I appreciate weird nonetheless.
It won't be Halo.
Like, but like the thing is, Dav Weeks normally likes games that are probably like more niche than others, so he's going to bring something like Assassin's Creed 2. Because that's like his weird. It's going to be great, but I don't care. I love that.
Don't bring Assassin's Creed 2.
Won't be Assassin's Creed 2.
But yeah, check us out on YouTube, on Patreon, on all your Spotify and Amazons and your other listening places, because we're on there. That's it. We're on there. Let's talk about the news. So probably the biggest news story, I guess, of the last week, or 2 of the biggest news stories, I should say, are to do with Nintendo, and we'll go through them both one after another, I should say. So we'll start off with the Switch OLED and Metroid Dread, because that's kind of like a little package deal a lot of people are getting on. First off, we start with Metroid Dread, and it's the best-selling launch for any Metroid game in the UK. Which
Pretty sweet.
So apparently it's the 5th best performing Switch game of the year, which doesn't sound great, but when you actually think about the games that have come out this year, that includes Mario 3D World, Skyward Sword, Monster Hunter, and Pokemon Snap. Metroid Dread is always Metroid, I should say, has always been kind of a niche game series.
Not anymore, baby.
Honestly, we should we chat about this now? Or, maybe we can chat about the game as a launch now, and then we can chat about the game later, because I'm very excited to talk about it. But like, I do think this is going to do. I mean, we've said before, the Switch has had the Midas touch when it's come to like other game franchises. I'm fairly certain there's like Xenoblade Chronicles, Fire Emblem, Luigi's Mansion, Zelda, Mario Kart, Animal Crossing, all have their best-selling titles on the Switch.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be Metroid as well. I mean, this thing, I do think this game is going to sell the most.
Yeah, how could it not?
And when you think as well, the best-selling Metroid game, I think, is Prime, and it's around 3 million.
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to take much for it to beat that. And I said last week I completed Fusion, and I'm so glad I did, because I'm hooked on Metroid. I'm probably going to go back through a lot of the series now, especially on my Wii U. But yeah, amazing start for Metroid Dread. We wait. I think Famitsu is going to come out on Wednesday, the report, so we'll know how it's done in Japan.
Yeah,
which is going to be the big one, really, because it does really well in America. I say really well. America, it does fine, but Japan, it just doesn't sell well at all. So we'll see how well it's actually done when the Famitsu reports come out on Wednesday. But it also came out, like I said, day and date with the Switch OLED. None of us bought it, but from what a lot of people have said, and from a lot of the Twitter comments and pictures and YouTube videos, it looks really good. Like, if you play the Switch handheld, there is no, like, there shouldn't really be a decision made. Like, you buy the OLED if you just play it primarily handheld, even if you want the screen. Some of the pictures I've seen, like, you'll see the original Switch and you'll see the OLED just beneath it, and the colors just popping. It's insane.
Yeah, I've got a friend who bought one. Nice. It was their first Switch.
Wow.
So yeah, they've been buzzing. They've already they bought Pokemon Shield when they got the Switch, and already have completed all the main game of it. So they're absolutely buzzing, loving the screen, playing it both docked and handheld. They're having a great time.
It's crazy because I've been listening to a few podcasts from VGC actually, who I reference quite a lot, and they were saying because they've had it for a while, because they were able to get an early handheld copy. They were able to get it early, basically, and they were saying the OLED, it's like on normal games it wouldn't make that much of a difference, but because Nintendo's so focused on color and style rather than graphics, they were saying it just looks like the Switch has had in it hardware improvements when it hasn't, which is insane, absolutely insane. Zach, I know we said this before, but if you were to get a Switch again, would that be the one you go for? Or would you rather just be like, no, I'm happy with the
I think I would get the OLED. I think it depends on the price of it, because I actually don't think it's that much more than the Switch. Am I right in saying
I think
that?
it's like £30.
$330?
Yeah, I think it's
right.
I think it's supposed to replace. I think it was eventually going to replace the price point of the original Switch, because I think that's dropped by £20. I think it was, or £30.
It's 310 on Amazon.
Yeah, 310.
Sure. So then I think there's not very much in it at that stage. It makes sense to go with the newer one. But am I right in saying it's still a 720p handheld screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is slightly larger.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Does that? Have you guys heard anything about how that if that makes any has any impact on anyone? Because I have to say, that sounds disappointing. I mean, even not actually.
It's interesting because the science behind it is that 720p is the highest resolution that your eyes can register from arm's length
on that size. Yeah.
So if it was 1080p, in theory, wouldn't make any more
Wouldn't
difference.
notice. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's what any talk of a 4K Switch handheld is pointless, because you're not going to get anything there. It's the big TVs.
That's interesting.
That's the TVs that are really going to.
Well, that's what I wondered actually, because I was sitting there thinking it sounds like it hasn't been upgraded, but surely there's a good reason. It seems like an odd thing not to do, because presumably it's not.
It's pointless. Yeah, you only need to worry about 4K when you're just getting projectors and stuff, quite honestly.
Yeah. That's interesting.
But yeah, it's like I said, it's getting really good reviews. And people are just saying they're surprised, because I think a lot of people were disappointed because a lot of people were expecting 4K. But a lot of people who have actually bought it have been like, it's actually really good, especially in it. Basically, what it sounds like, it's improved handheld so much that a lot of people are just playing in handheld, which is, great. I do actually. Just out of curiosity, because Zach, actually, I guess you can say what you used to be like. But do you guys in general play more in handheld, or do you play on screen? Do you play one pretty much all the time? Because I tend to do both.
I predominantly play on the big screen, mainly because when I play Switch, a lot of time it's with Hoy.
Right.
So it just kind of makks sense. But I have played plenty, especially ones that require a stylus. I play Ace Attorney handheld.
Of course, the Dav Weeks experience.
Yeah. I am predominantly on screen just because of my streaming setup. I've got like my Xbox, PS5, Switch, all like hooked in to everything. So screen makes the most sense for me. And I will play handheld, but some games, not others. Like
that makes sense.
Something that I would have played like. I mean, I don't have brain training on the Switch, but something like that where I can just like pick it up and just like, oh yeah, I'll just do this.
Yeah.
Like if it's not a real game in inverted commas.
Yeah, sure. Zach, did you when you had your Switch?
Actually, it was the other way around. Actually, I probably played more handheld, mostly because I would always take it on the tube, and I lived quite far out, so I could spend like a full hour just on. I picture being on like Hollow Knight or Breath of the Wild or whatever. Plus, we were touring again. That was all pretty
good point.
handheld. And also, when I was at home at the time when I had the Switch, I was living with a handful of other people. So the telly would be on, so I would like sit and play the Switch and be in like the communal area. Sure. But like I wouldn't want to like take over the TV.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, the other thing is probably now would probably not be too dissimilar because probably if I was going to play on the screen, I'd probably play either the Xbox or the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Just because those are games that I can't play outdoors. So. But I did definitely still use the screen, but I probably did more handheld than anything else.
Yeah, it's because I'm kind of the same as Dav Gape in the sense that I probably will play it more on the TV, but like there are certain games that I'll be like, I really don't mind playing this handheld. Like to be fair, Metroid Dread in particular, like especially because like that game is so good, and we'll talk about it later. That game is so good when you have headphones on and you get sucked into that a little bit more. So like chucking headphones on and just playing that while Rosie's watching the TV after she's come home from work. That's actually been I've really enjoyed that. I'm like alternating between the TV and stuff, especially when like you get boss fights as well. But yeah, I'll talk about that a little bit later on. Anyway, Nintendo doing really well. Nintendo also revealed their latest Smash Bros character.
Oh yeah.
How do you guys feel? It was Sora. Soaring.
So I'm going to sound like a dick for saying this, but I thought that would have been a good idea for a character ages ago.
Absolutely.
It did cross my mind, like early days of Smash, and clearly has left my mind. And then I sort of pop and go, "Oh yeah, why hasn't this happened earlier?" It's a really obvious choice.
It is.
Well, it's funny you say that, Dav, because when they did a poll back when Smash Bros. Brawl was out and before Wii U and 3DS version came out, did a poll and they never released the results for which characters that fans would like, and the top of the poll was Sora. So people have wanted Sora for a long time.
Yeah.
And it is a shame that none of the Disney characters are showing their faces. But I mean, that licensing nightmare, I can totally get that. So
lawyers.
Well, that's the thing because I actually thought the reveal trailer was really good. I've not played Kingdom Hearts. My brother loves it, so I've always been aware of it, but I've not really played it myself. But like just that reveal where you saw like the Keyblade be on fire, and then you saw the Mickey.
Yeah.
I watched a couple of videos on YouTube afterwards of people just losing their minds, and I do think it was a really strong end to the series, and so many, like you say, Dad, so many people wanted Sora, like so many people, and like I think a lot of people were more shocked they were able to get Sora more than not wanting it, if that makes sense. Like, a lot could just be like, how did they get Disney to do this? But I guess, like you say, the way they got around that is just by having no other reference to any other Disney character whatsoever. So that's actually coming out a week today. So next Monday, that will be the last character revealed for Smash. And it was a nice thing going around saying thank you. Oh my god, my mind has gone blank. To the creator of Smash. My mind has gone blank.
Perfect evolution of beards. Finally, an OCD-friendly podcast.
Best concept ever.
I did not put that together until it said it. It's exactly right.
It is perfect. Yeah,
it's great.
It's great. But yeah, I think a lot of people were just saying thank you to the entire team on Smash Brothers, and it's been amazing. 3 years, unbelievable, incredible. But the
funny thing is, Sora comes out the same day as the Cartoon Network Smash Bros. Game comes out as well.
Really?
What are you going to do, bro? You're going to Sora? You're going to SpongeBob? Make your mind up.
Yeah, exactly. There was a bit of disappointment, I think, because I think people were excited, and then they read the small print, and that the Kingdom Hearts games are coming to Switch, but they're all on cloud. And I think what's disappointing is the first, because there's 3 games, which is Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2.5 Remix, which is the first 2 games.
It's like all of the games except for Dream Drop Distance and 3.
Yeah. So, and then there was Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue,
which is a remake of the 3DS one, Dream Drop Distance.
And then Kingdom Hearts 3. And everyone was just saying, why aren't 1.5 and 2.5 just on the Switch? Because they were PS2 games. And also,
I'm not sure the Switch could run them that well.
Oh, I don't know.
Because they are massively like redone, and like they have the games from like the 3DS, from the PS3, and all the rest of it chucked in there. And there's some nice looking cutscenes. I just think, I don't know. The Switch now, especially with the OLED just coming out, and that not having much of a hardware improvement, if any, it just kind of feel like we're getting to the point where this, like, I'm playing Metroid Dread, and a little bit of spoiler, frame rate is chugging sometimes. Really chugging.
That's a shock. That's because I haven't experienced any frame rates. That's weird.
So
issues, I should say.
Both
any
handheld and on.
Just a single picture.
Lovely picture.
Yeah, just, wow, what a picture. When's it going to start?
What a picture. What a photograph.
But yeah, so Kingdom Hearts, all 3 of the game, the pack is coming to the Switch on cloud, which is great in one sense. But I think people are just a little bit disappointed that at least the first of the 3 games isn't on Switch. But at the same time, you make a really good point, Dav. It does feel like the Switch is really starting to show its age. I guess we'll just see over the next coming months what happens.
At least
there.
the OLED dock has an Ethernet port now.
It does. That can play 4K, which is interesting. That was something that came out last week. So we're just going to mention something very briefly, and there was a massive security leak on Twitch, which we are streaming this on, which is absolutely bonkers. Source code and user payout information, which is absolutely insane. One thing, I just wanted to mention this because I think probably it would have been more useful if this, I say more useful, mentioning this last week if this had happened, and obviously it's been a couple of days since. And Twitch has actually said as well that passwords were not impacted, and especially if you had the 2-factor verification thing. So if you don't have it, get 2-factor verification because it's very important across all types of things. But yeah, did you Dav Gape in particular, because I know you yared this. Like, what did you think of that? Did you read about it?
Absolutely, yeah. It's mad, and I know this stuff kind of does happen a lot, but like, this is Amazon. It's kind of like their whole business is online. It should kind of be their job to like see these things coming. Yeah. Like, you have to assume that any online company, like especially one that's big like Google, Amazon, all the rest of it, and Facebook as well, like went down. Their service went down recently, crazy. Which is different, but not dissimilar. You just have to imagine these companies must have divisions of people constantly trying to crack their own systems, right? So they can improve upon them. And so like, this is either they don't have that in place, which is worrying, or their staff aren't good enough, which is worrying. So I don't know. It's weird. Like, they've published so much information. I mean, of how like little money we make from streaming.
Creator pay. So basically, I'll read out everything they've found. So the entirety of Twitch's source code, creator payouts from 2019, mobile, desktop, and console Twitch clients, every other property that Twitch owns. An unreleased Steam competitor codenamed Vapor from Amazon Game Studios, which is absolutely they've leaked that. And then Twitch internal red teaming tools designed to improve security by having staff pretend to be hackers, which is ironic.
Right, so they do have it then.
Yeah, well, it didn't seem to work. Which is absolutely mad. And
what's mad is that the people who did this, or the person who did this, was like, "Oh, we're doing this so that they can be a true competitor to Twitch." Yeah. It's like Mixer tried. Microsoft plowed so much money into Mixer, and Mixer had things that Twitch didn't. Mixer had some really cool things going on that Twitch still doesn't have. Yeah. You have several other ones. There's another one that I can't remember the name of, but like, people are trying to be competitors to Twitch, and Twitch is such a juggernaut that like it's never going to fail. But at the same time, like, Microsoft put so much money into Mixer and it didn't work. People don't want an alternative to Twitch right now. So to like go in and do all this and release all this information, saying that you're trying to like help a competitor for Twitch, it's just like, get off your high horse and just like be honest with yourself.
Yeah,
you're just a bored 17-year-old kid who just wanted to take down Twitch because you're angry because your bot raids got taken off you.
There we are. Davcape has taken you down, whoever you may be. But it was mad though. It's absolutely bonkers. But yeah, let's move on. We got just a few more stories. Actually, only 2 stories left. Not much of the news today. Nintendo has confirmed the Animal Crossing Direct will take place on October 15th, which is in 4 days. It's going to be at 3 o'clock British time, which is Friday. Is that Friday? I think that's Friday.
Yeah.
I think that's Friday. And it's going to be roughly 20 minutes. And is there going to be anything, do you think, that is going to drag you back into the world of Animal Crossing?
If you can work in the cafe.
Interesting.
I like it.
Can you expand? Because you are right, it's about the roost, isn't it? That's what the cafe's called.
Yeah. So if you're able to work in the cafe and like spend hours just like chilling and making coffees and like chatting to customers. I mean, obviously this isn't
or come in as a
no way
client,
they're going to put this.
Sit in the corner, and make a novel or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I just want like a cafe simulator with loads of jolly people coming in asking for pumpkin spice lattes. What more could you want? Like if they can offer that, which I mean they're not going to, because Animal Crossing and Nintendo are very much what is the minimum amount of effort we can put in this in order to get more money. So we'll see. I mean, I'm thinking like pie in the sky. A lot of students in my school are very excited for this Direct. Yeah, this Animal Crossing Direct. But yeah, I have an idea of what could drag me back to Animal Crossing. It's been over a year, but I'm not hopeful that they're actually going to pull that out of the bag.
I think Rosie was saying to me that the only thing that could really ever pull it back in is actually in the ability to buy things that you kind of wanted rather than just waiting for that randomizer. Like I think that's the thing she was just a little bit disappointed at, is that, and I know that's the Animal Crossing style, so like I get that, but like she was just like, you'd go and see if there's anything in the shop, and there would just be 2 random things. Like, I just want to buy something to decorate my house with, and I don't like anything in here. And I think,
or if you're gonna have a randomizer, have like, and you have your shop expansions. Why not have a second floor, a third floor? You have furniture on one level, clothes another,
or at least like the ability to add to that. Like if you do certain things or get enough bells, like that would at least keep you going. To if I build more of a shop, then I can get more things, and I think that would incentivize you in a way. But yeah, I totally agree with you. Pretty much everything you said. But yeah, that's on Friday. 3 o'clock British time. More Animal Crossing, 20 minutes. And finally, not Dead by Daylight. I keep saying Left 4 Dead, but it's not Left 4 Dead.
Back 4 Blood.
Back 4 Blood. I even wrote Left 4 Dead. Think I said to you in the chat that it's Left 4 Dead. It's not. It's Back 4 Blood, because it's the same game, but it's not the same game. That's out
same people.
That's out tomorrow.
Excited about that.
Game Pass, baby.
Game Pass.
There's 4 characters. There's 4 of us. You know what that means? Single player. No, but I really am excited. I really want to. Like, we've got to give that a go at some point. That'll be such
absolutely,
because we've all got Game Pass.
We have
all got Game Pass, which is the obligatory mention. Davgape has finally paid for all of us to have Game Pass.
It's what the G stands for in Daffy G.
Daffy Game Pass.
Daffy Game Pass.
Yeah, great. That's it with the news. Should we talk about game? All right, okay. Let's start with Zach. Zach, is there any game you want to talk about? Because I have a feeling, I'm fairly certain, in fact, that the 3
I don't have very much to talk about, to be honest. I said to you last week that I've been playing Horizon, which I have.
Oh, yeah.
But this week, I don't think I've touched it. I don't know if I actually played it at all this week. It's been a crazy week.
Yep.
So I should probably wait to talk about it until next week, until I've finished it and I have a little more to say.
Yeah.
Maybe we should spend more time talking about a different game.
Should we just budget the next 10 minutes on a game that all 3 of us are going to talk about, and let's just get out of the way?
Can I just rattle some stuff off quickly?
Oh yes, rattle.
So I played through all of there's the old Castlevania collection they put on Switch.
Oh, nice, yeah.
rattled through all them. Nice to get a bit of a spice of it, but man, those games are hard.
Yeah.
Tried Scarlet Nexus, absolutely bounced off it. Come on, you play it and let me know if it's any good, please. I also played Quake 1 because it was on Game Pass. Why the heck not?
Yeah.
Pretty cool game. I definitely think it's aged really poorly, but that's not a complaint. It's Quake 1, you know? Like, it's like saying, oh yeah, Doom 1 doesn't really hold up. It's like, it's not supposed to. There's still some cool stuff in there. And one game that I have completed that I'll talk about really quickly is Hatoful Boyfriend.
Yo, you played that?
Oh, I completed it.
Wow.
I got two endings. I didn't get all 13. But for those that don't know, you play a young girl in a pigeon dating simulator.
Nice.
It's so weird.
More games need to be like this.
Yeah, I streamed it and did voices for all the different pigeons.
Of course.
And went for a really sassy, aristocratic French one called Sakuya, who is a fan-tailed dove. Shout outs to a character called Oko-san, who all they would say is "coo," and then in brackets like really lengthy sentences about pudding.
Amazing.
And would like break into people's windows to be like, "There is insufficient pudding here." Yeah, man, that game is bonkers. It's really fun and it's cheap. Amazing. And it's like 2.5 hours a playthrough. You can get a couple endings each one. I definitely recommend scratching the surface of that. 'Cause it's weird. Like
Amazing.
you manage. I was trying to romance this female cockatiel who ended up getting back with her ex, who's like this moped driving ex-gang leader, who's then tried to turn it around. Because you know that's what happens in a pigeon dating simulator.
Of course.
But I ended up getting them together, and then the credits start rolling, and my character's like, "Hold up! It's about my romance, not theirs. Why are these credits here? Who put them there? Developers, sort it out." And then the game just carried on.
Amazing, how meta.
Yeah. So yeah, weird. Anyway, there's something else I've been playing. Johnny, Dav, something you've been playing as well. What is it?
This pigeon dating game has been really fucking awesome. I've been playing.
It's great, isn't it, right?
No, we're going to talk about Metroid Dread. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a dreadfully good time.
Hey, I'm having a Metroid-fully lovely time.
And I'm enjoying it.
So before we start, I obviously I don't want to talk about spoilers because I feel like this is a game that Zach eventually might play because it seems like it's up the street. So I'll try. Well, let's try and limit to like story beats and stuff. More like the functionality of the game would be quite good. I should say that I'm on the last boss.
Whoa!
So I'm just going back to find loads of things so I can go and whoop the boss's butt.
Yeah.
But I won't talk first. Dav, because I'd really like to hear your opinion because I think how's your experience been?
Okay, so warning, I've literally played about 20 minutes of it. That's literally it. So I'm right at the start.
That's good. You played 20 minutes. I played about 3 hours. Johnny's almost finished it.
Yeah,
so
yeah. There we go. You got the whole gamut.
Yeah.
And it's a great opener. It's
that music.
It's great music, and just I'm in there
so
the
good.
world looks awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just pacing my way through nice little tutorial things, which feels familiar. You know, like any other Metroidvania type game. You know,
yeah.
And I'm enjoying just still getting my fingers around the controls. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving that you can actually have like a little laser pointer for aiming, which is really useful because not all of them do that thing, and that is a real bugger when you're trying to shoot at 45 degrees or just off it. So that's really good. And I'm already feeling I'm going to get really fast heartbeat running away from Emmys.
Emmys. Not Emmys, yeah.
Emmys.
Yeah.
They are like I've just just seen the first Emmy, and it's like, this thing is already getting on my nerves, and this is a broken one with a broken hand. You know, wait until they get tough.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Yeah.
Like I've played through the first 2 bosses, or 2 of the first bosses, because I know there is. To some degree, there is some variance there. I'm in my 3rd area, just about. I've got a few abilities, and I've got to say, the exploration feels really good. Feels very intuitive. the game actually overall, everything I've done so far, I'm like, right, there's 2 doors I can go through here. I'm going to go through that one, see what's in there. Get there. Oh, okay, I'm blocked off because I don't have this ability. I'll go back, go through this. Oh, I can go through here. Lovely. And then you go through, and then you discover that ability, and you go, perfect. Go back through, open that one, new area. It's very tastefully done. Like, as far as Metroidvanias go, they they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it. Having a little bit, it's a bit finicky when you want to shoot rockets and when you don't want to shoot rockets and when you want to aim in certain directions. I don't know if you're finding that, Johnny.
No, I'm not, but I know my friend Carl is. My friend Carl said the exact same thing, that like he's not a fan of the controls, in that like he preferred something like Hollow Knight, which felt a bit simpler.
Sure.
Which is a fair point, because I managed to get a grip of them quite quickly. So I was fine, and obviously I've been playing it pretty much non-stop whenever I've got the chance, because I just wanted to get completed as quickly as possible, because I know that I'm going to be really busy soon. I was like, right, I'm just going to try and complete this quickly.
Yeah.
But, I'll just very quickly say a couple of things. We can have a general chat, because I just want to hear what you guys think as well. It's really interesting, because I only just completed Fusion, like I said earlier, and there's so many references to previous Metroid games, in particular Fusion, like so many references, even at just the start of the game, like the whole you've just come from Fusion, essentially, like Samus. Also, how badass is Samus? Like, seriously,
she is so badass.
Like, honestly, like there's a part of me that feels like she doesn't get her and as much credit in the gaming sphere. Like, she's like, people do give her credit, but like we talk about like Doomslayer and Master Chief, and it's just like, no, she's up there, probably higher, to be completely honest. But like, yeah, I've said this before, I get really terrified when I play Metroidvanias or games like that in general, because like I'm worried I'm going to get lost and lose interest, because I just forget where I've got to go or where I've been. And Dread doesn't hold your hand at all. Like, this is it's not an easy game. Like, and to be completely honest, I guess in a slightly bad way as well, because I've seen some people say this, it's not a massively accessible game for a lot of people. If you are any physical disabilities or any issues with like navigating through a map like that, it is quite punishing. Saying that, like, I feel very fortunate in many ways that I've only struggled and got lost a few times. Like, I got properly lost at one point, and the answer was so frustratingly easy that I was genuinely like, I felt so stupid. But it was weird because my friend also got stuck there, and Andy Robinson from VGC.
Is it the bit between the second and third area? And you don't have enough power-ups, and you actually have to get to a dead end, turn around and shoot like down on the floor.
There was definitely shooting at something involved, and I was like, I was just like, no.
So I got stuck there, and I googled it, and there was just page after page after page of like, this is what you do when this happens.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
Because it's so early as well, and like going back to, because I listened to the Andy Robinson podcast, I mentioned that earlier, and obviously just now, and he was talking about it, and when he was reviewing it, he got stuck. There was no walkthroughs at that point.
Yeah.
So he was just like, where do I go? What do I do?
Shoot everything there.
And he's literally, he actually had to ask Nintendo. It's like, I'm stuck. What do I do? And they told him. But I mean, as an experience, it's making me want to go back and play all the Metroid games, basically. And I'm glad I played Fusion for that reason. But like, I'm probably going to play the Prime trilogy soon.
Yeah.
Because it's on the Wii U for like 15 quid. All three games,
definitely.
So
that's definitely going to be the version to play, because I'll tell you what, I played Metroid Prime 1 on the GameCube not too long ago, maybe about 3 years ago. Man, those controls do not hold up. It's almost GoldenEye level.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like...
Oh, yeah.
They've got the weird axes on the different joysticks. It's like you can either...
you can't
move forward and backwards or turn left and right.
Yeah.
And it's not strafing. It's not all movement, all camera. It's like movement, camera. Movement, camera.
It kind of reminds me of Resident Evil 4 in a sense where like you can't.
Kind of, yeah. But then I never played that on the Wii, so.
Well, apparently it's really good on the Wii.
It's the best version.
It's the best version, apparently. So yeah. But yeah, I don't want to talk too much, just in case I say something to spoil it. Other than I would like, there are two. If I'm talking specifically about games that have come out this year, it's vying for my Game of the Year from
Yeah.
this year. It's that or Hitman 3 at this point, and it's probably going to be that Hitman or maybe Halo, depending on how good Halo is. But yeah, I literally loved every second, even when I'm lost. But yeah,
Nice.
you guys talk. In fact, Dav Weeks, like, do you anticipate like playing this for like a solid chunk soon, or is it going to be something you take over a longer time?
I'd love to. Like, hearing you guys talking about it being tough and getting lost and stuff, like, usually that would make me kind of go, oh, do I really want to play that? But you guys saying about this actually makes me more interested in it. I'm quite.
Yeah, it should. It's not the kind of tough you're like, oh, what is going on?
It's not like
It's
Cuphead.
like,
It's not
I've
like-
got this.
it's-
I've got this. I'm that far away from this.
It's not like Cuphead, which like it can really put people off because it is just tough, and you know how to beat Cuphead, but it's very similar in a sense that like as soon as you figure out a pattern, you can probably breeze through it. That's what it is.
This isn't really a spoiler, but one of the early bosses with like the open rib cage.
Yeah.
That boss is so good because there's loads of different phases, and you've got to like work out like, all right, well in this phase, what am I supposed to be doing? In this phase, the boss battles I've had so far are really cool. One of them was really simple, but that one I thought, oh, it's great because then there's that, and then you've got the parry and all the rest of it. I thought, no, this is like top tier, one of the best boss battles I've ever had.
Yeah, so
hands down.
Some of the boss battles are consistently some of the best boss battles I've ever had in a game, and I'm so excited because like, and it's interesting because like I feel sorry for Zach because like I know like you played Super Metroid and like that's one you actually put that into the Hall of Fame because of how much you enjoyed that. So like I'm really excited for, even if it's just a chance of you like, you know, next time you're down and you play it for a couple of hours or whatever. Like I'm really excited to see what you think as well because I know you loved that game. But I
mean, after I play through Metroid Dread, I'm probably gonna have to go and hit up Super Metroid. It's on the SNES emulator, isn't it? On the Switch.
Yeah. This is the thing though with like I've got a feeling that there's going to be a few more games ported over to the Switch after the success of Dread. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, why wouldn't they? It's probably so easy to do as well. And one last thing is Dread is so far the perfect name for this game.
Yep.
Those areas, those zones when you're like with an Emmy and you're like, right, got to be super careful, and you get some abilities that help you out, but like even then you're like, I'm
you can die so easy. Like in fact you probably will. Like it'll take you like 2 or 3 turns to get through stuff on times, not all the time.
I actually parried one 3 times in a row.
I honestly like I parried one like once. I was like, yeah, I feel good, and then the second time I was like, raw, and then I died because obviously I was cheering like an absolute lunatic. But let's park it there, and let's move on to the quiz. Let's move on to the quiz. Just so we
I'm actually gonna leave you here, gents, because I've got to go off. I've got to go and catch a train. Sorry, I can't stay. Have fun with the quiz. I'll see you all next week.
Just intimidated by
wild hearts.
Awesome. See you, Zach.
Bye.
We're just gonna switch over here. This is gonna be a second. Did it work? No, Dabwix is giant. Not so much anymore. There we go. That works.
Bosh.
Done.
Absolute bosh.
Right. Okay, let's do the quiz. Okay, gents. Which game had the longest development period? Was it Diablo 3, Duke Nukem Forever, or Prey?
Okay.
Prey 1.
The most recent Prey that came out. Yeah. Diablo 3, Duke Nukem Forever, or Prey? Do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, press enter.
I said Duke Nukem Forever.
Because it took forever.
Yeah.
Amazing. And Dabwix, what did you say?
I thought it was Diablo 3.
Diablo 3 is Duke Nukem Forever.
It's like 17 years or something stupid, isn't it?
It was a long time, yeah.
Because they started it and then, whereas Diablo 3 like didn't start immediately after Diablo 2. Whereas Duke Nukem Forever like started, went through hell, carried on, went through more hell, changed studios, went through more hell, and they were like, we just have to get something out right now. And then it was trash.
Yeah, it was just a bag of trash.
Yeah.
So Diablo 3 took 11 years, Duke Nukem Forever took 14, and Prey also took 11 years. Which is still a pretty lengthy time. All right, let's go on to question number 2. What percentage of gamers in the US are over 50 years old? 13%, 18%, or 23%?
Okay.
Do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter.
18.
You both went 18.
18.
It's surprisingly 23.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, well, if you think about it, I mean, like, a lot of those gamers now would be people around about 15, 16 when the NES and the SNES were out,
Oh, it's mad.
which is crazy. But yeah, the 23% of US gamers are over 50, which is, I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Okay, question number 3. Worst games in the best year. Which of these games have the lowest scores on Metacritic in the best years for gaming? By best years, I'm just saying years. It could be any year at this point because the best ones we've done. 2005 is the year, though. Is it Duke Nukem Land of the Babes, ECW, Anarchy Rules, and the rules is a Z at the end?
Nice.
Oh.
HBO Boxing, nice and simple, or Mortal Kombat Special Forces?
Ooh.
This is tightly contested this year. Is it
Bad.
Nukem, Land of the Beast.
Duke Nukem? Is it Duke Nukem, ECW, HBO, or Mortal Kombat? What do you guys?
All right,
think
I've got an answer.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, press enter.
HBO Boxing.
And the
Okay, but HBO Boxing.
Beast.
Well, one of you is right.
Ooh.
One of you has knocked out the opposition. It's HBO Boxing.
Heck yeah.
So I'll just read out the actual scores. ECW Anarchy Rules with a Z was 38 out of 100. Duke Nukem Land of the Babes, 37. Mortal Kombat Special Forces, 28, and just a tiny bit less. HBO Boxing on 26. How'd you get a boxing game that bad?
Wow.
How did you get a Mortal Kombat game that bad?
It's apparently it's Special Forces, so I don't know what that means. Like, if it's like a shoot 'em up, I don't know. Okay, question number 4. What is the best-selling game from the list below? So not series anymore. I'm going to do games because that's a lot easier and there's more of them. Borderlands 2, FIFA 2018, or Nintendogs?
Oh, say the question again, sorry.
Sorry, what is the best-selling game from the list below? Is it Borderlands 2, FIFA 18, or Nintendogs?
Got it.
Do you guys
I've
have
got an
answers?
answer. Just to say, Mortal Kombat Special Forces is a 3D beat 'em up.
Oh, wow. That
And
sounds
it
horrible.
looks atrocious.
Yeah, that sounds horrible. All right, then. Do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, press enter.
Nintendogs.
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 Both were Nintendogs.
Yeah.
Okay, so in last place with 22 million was Borderlands 2. In second place is Nintendogs with 23.9 million. And in first place was FIFA 18 with 24 million. 100,000 more.
I thought there'd
Oh,
be more dog
100,000.
lovers than football fans, and clearly I was wrong.
It's only 100,000, Dav.
When I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness. Nintendo.
There's so many Nintendogs games.
Also, FIFA 18 specifically, like, what?
Mm.
Like, that's mad. That's mad because they come out every year. It's crazy. Okay, question number 5. Which game from this list of 4 did not come out in the year 2000? Final Fantasy X, Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask, Perfect Dark, or Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2?
Ooh. All right.
Do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
Okay,
think
3,
so.
2, 1, press enter.
Pro Skater 2.
Perfect Dark.
Dav Weeks went Perfect Dark. You're both wrong. It's
Aw.
Final Fantasy X.
I was going to say Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy X. So Final Fantasy 9 came out in 2000. The Final Fantasy X came out in 2001.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, the Square Enix around that period of time were churning out Final Fantasy 7 97, Final Fantasy 8 98, or
2 years for
99.
that.
9 was 2000, and 2001 was.
They must have been making 9 and 10 at the same time.
I think they were. I think that was what was happening.
The
'cause it's
jump up
crazy.
between those two games, though, is crazy.
It is ridiculous
Yeah.
because 9 is. I love 9. 9's one of the best games of all time. But like graphically, there's a real step up. It's
They
crazy.
must
really
have got like a
is.
PS2 development kick super early.
Yeah, big time. All right, play that kazoo with my kazoo.
Test toot, please.
Okay. That was
Lovely.
me saying to
Oh, so good. Holby City.
I'm going on for a while, but it's an absolute banger of a tune.
Okay.
At the start, I was doing some intro bass notes, and I shan't do them again because it was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I was
Never
like,
do the bass, Johnny.
yeah, no, it was
Know your range.
Oh no, it wasn't. It was just like I have so much respect for bassists because
I
often
know
they just
this.
say no. Shall I just do a sliver of it again?
Do the.
Okay, here we go.
Sounds so familiar.
I'm gonna leave it there.
Nah, man.
Okay, you've both played this game. Absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna.
Okay.
Ah,
Do you guys
All
know
right.
what it says? Okay, 3, 2, 1,
Yeah.
press enter.
Street of Rage.
Davwix 3.
Fire Emblem?
It's from a little game called, and ACP is gonna love me, Ocarina of Time. It's Gerudo's Fortress.
Oh! Okay, I hear it now.
Yep.
I hear it now.
Yep. ACP. I haven't done a Zelda one in a long... I can't even remember the last time a Zelda one. I do Mario, I think, more often. But I thought today, I was like, you know what, ACP is going to love me if I do a Zelda one. And that's what I did.
My first thought was, right, forget all Zeldas and Final Fantasies, because you wouldn't do that.
Okay, gaming slogan. Which of these slogans belong to the SNES or the SNES? With an S. Find your superpower. Now you're playing with superpower or supersized gaming.
Ooh.
Find your superpower. Now you're playing with superpower or supersized gaming.
I've got my answer.
I got mine.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter.
Now you're playing with superpower.
It is.
Now you're playing with superpower.
Now you're playing with the right answer. Hey!
Yay! Finally got a point.
I put Zach's name down here, and currently he's doing really badly.
Oh, Zach.
But yeah, the answer was now you're playing with superpower. Question number 8. Don't quote me on it. Which video game does this famous quote come from? This is a serious one. Okay, here we go. Stand in the ashes of a trillion dead souls and ask the ghosts if honor matters. The silence is your answer. Oof. Is it Mass Effect 3, Gears of War 2, or Metro 2033?
Oh, crap. I didn't realize it was going to be multiple choice. I just put an answer in it. Oh, it's none of those.
Yeah.
So what are the answers?
Mass Effect 3, Gears of War 2, or Metro 2033?
Say the quote again.
Stand in the ashes of a trillion dead souls and ask the ghosts if honor matters. The silence is your answer. Okay, do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, press enter.
Mass Effect.
Metro?
It's Mass Effect.
Damn!
Because it said a trillion souls. I was like, that's too many.
Yeah, it's a
That's a
lot
good
of people.
point.
It's a lot of
That's
people.
a very good point.
A lot of aliens is what the character's referencing. But yeah, it's
But that is such a Metro quote. If it was billions, that's such a Metro quote.
yeah. I was. That's why I knew Trillion might trip up Metro thing, and
Yeah.
but I couldn't change the code because that's unfair. That's
Have you guys played Metro 2033?
I've got it on the Switch. I bought it on the Switch. It's apparently
It
really
is a
good.
good game.
Yeah.
Like, it's dark, but it's good.
Okay, how many registered users does Fortnite have? 150 million, 250 million, or 350 million? That's a lot of users.
It is a lot, isn't it? Any of those numbers is too many. It's on mobile as well.
What's crazy as well is that like it'll register. Like I have an account with
Yeah,
Fortnite.
I'm
It's like-
registered.
Yeah, I'm registered. So,
Yeah.
but what's the answer? Is it 150, 250, or 350? Do you guys have
All right.
answers?
Yeah,
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter.
350.
You both went 350, and you're both
350.
right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, where's my wheel? The wheel. I'm gonna spin the wheel. I'm just gonna give it a quick little twist. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Wheel of Misfortune. Who's gonna land on? It is
Johnny!
okay. One of the Hitman 3 levels takes place in a wine vineyard, but in which country? Is it Argentina, Chile, or South Africa?
Ooh, the New World wines.
It's Chile, isn't it? It's not Chile. It's Chile. I think.
Chile.
I believe.
I've got the heating on. It's a bit chilly here.
Three.
Yay!
There's Wine Vineyard, Hitman 3, Argentina, Chile, or South Africa.
By the way, all vineyards are wine.
Yeah, I know. I realised I put that and then I couldn't stop reading it. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm just saying it now. Even though I know that it's that's what it is. Do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter.
Chile.
South
South Africa.
The answer is Argentina.
Ah.
And it's a very good level as well. It's such a good level.
I need to get around to it.
I need to get onto Hitman 2. I've got it.
It's
Yeah, I got Hitman 3. I still haven't gone around to that level.
There's a couple. Hitman 3 is really good. Hitman 3 might be.
You're going to need to, Dav, for Game of the Year discussions.
Oh yeah. Do you have it, Dav?
I do have it. I just haven't got around to playing it yet.
Get through Metroid Dread, and then Hitman 3.
Yeah.
So many games.
and then Psychonauts 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that is the end of podcast number 72, and with that, we'll say that Dav Gape has won with
Yes! Suck it, chicken patty!
5 points to 2. Is a victory for Dav Gape. Thanks, gents. That was a lovely chat about Metroid Dread. I'm really excited because I'm probably going to complete it the next day. So I might start another run. But I will keep stum until you guys have finished it. Then we can have a little chat. We might even be able to do a nice little separate episode on it. That'd be quite fun. We could do a little Patreon exclusive about Metroid Dread because it's quite nice when 3 of us will play the same game, and it doesn't happen very often, which is nice.
No, true.
Thank you.
While we're here,
Yeah.
I was watching the Peckish Fox on Twitch the other day,
Yes.
and he had a lovely shout out for Video Games Ahoy and was very complimentary. So for those that are watching the stream, we're going to raid Peckish Fox afterwards, and
Yes.
for those listening to the podcast, go check out the Peckish Fox, all one word, on Twitch. Fantastic streamer, paints Warhammer and is very good at it.
That is-
And is also just happens to be the husband of our greatest mod ever, a chicken patty. So
Yeah. Wait. I think that was beautifully summed up, Dav. No, I am on camera. No. What? No.
yeah. Do you want to see what chickpea looks like?
Definitely go over now. But yeah, we're gonna leave it there. But thank you so much, gents, and thank you to everyone watching or listening. We'll see you next week. From all of us at
Catch you later, everyone.
VGA. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. Ahoy.
Ahoy, hoy.
Ahoy.